Mr. Deputy Chairman, sir, I am extremely grateful to a very large number of honorable members who have participated in this discussion, which was initiated by Mr. Kapil Sibal. Earlier, we have had almost 18 hours discussion on the union budget itself and a lot of issues which have been covered in the course of this discussion were referred to in the debate on the budget. Therefore, I would not repeat many of the points which have been stated therein. I had said at that stage that many of the claims which had been made about certain recent actions of the government were somewhat exaggerated in the analysis and comments of some of the honorable members of the opposition, the extent of disruption, the extent of adverse impact on the GDP, and so on. It is now increasingly becoming clearer that some of these statements were highly exaggerated. I would refer to the various points of comment and criticism which have been made and repeated by a large number of members during the course of the discussion. They were based on a particular analysis that Mr. Sibbal gave. I would make just a minor sidelight of his speech only to show the extent of exaggeration. He compared the present situation to the emergency. It is quite fashionable to do that, particularly by those who were otherwise supporters of the emergency. The extent of the exaggerated analysis was that during the emergency, the media was very independent and very critical of the government. I think this is rewriting history at its worst. His second analysis questions the very basis, and he gave detailed statistics and figures and said that we have so many urban households, so many rural households, so many below poverty line people, and so many women who cannot pay taxes, and therefore the net analysis was that India appears to be a tax compliant society and everybody in India who can pay taxes is probably paying taxes. And he said he is basing this on the 2011 census. Now, this was music to at least my ears. I had mentioned in the budget speech that our direct tax base is 3.7 crores. Sir, 99 lakhs out of these do not pay taxes. They declare an income below rupees 2.5 lakh and around 1.95 crores declare an income less than 5 lakhs and so pay marginal tax. Now, for above rupees 5 lakhs, you have 76 lakh people in different categories. The position of companies is also not very different, but 2 crore people take international travel very every year, and we were told in this house that we should do another analysis as India is a tax compliant society. So I am presuming now that the whole hypothesis has been built on the basis that everybody who transacts in property only pays by check. Everybody who undertakes luxury expenditure only pays by check, and when elections are contested, the entire political funding is only declared money because by and large India is a highly compliant society. The entire assessment, and a critic of the various provisions of the finance bill are really based on your erroneous hypothesis that everything is fine. Therefore, it is not surprising that for 10 years you did not take any significant steps in that direction. Therefore, you want to take action which may either want to have an assault on what is the shadow economy or the parallel economy itself. Let us take this example of what everybody has commented on section 132. Section 132 in simple is a provision which has existed long time. All it says is that there must be a satisfaction note prepared which must give details before you can search or seize a property. So, if there is a tax search, a satisfaction note must exist. You have done some basic homework. You have reasons to believe that nobody is suspected of having undeclared income. You have received some information from some informer, and there are reasons to believe which must be recorded in that note. This was always the law, and this will continue to be the law. So nobody can enter the premises and start searching without a satisfaction note. Technically, this satisfaction note gives to the tax authorities the source of information about tax evasion and the nature of that information. The public interest demands that that source of information and the nature of information should be protected. If this is not protected, nobody is going to give information in future. It is in the nature of a whistleblower protection that the satisfaction note cannot be made available to the target of investigation. Now, one of the court judgments seem to have indicated that the section may require in the assessment proceedings to provide a copy of the satisfaction note to him. Now, consequences of this obviously will be disastrous. After all, who are the ones who give information with regard to economic intelligence? It must be a trade union leader in the company, or it may be a disgruntled accountant or a disqualified partner. Mr. Deputy Chairman, sir, I thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to speak on the appropriation, railways, bills, and working of the Ministry of Railways. First of all, within the very limited time, let me at the outset congratulate the Honorable Railway Minister for continuously bringing in new projects and bettering the entire system. After all, railways is the lifeline of India's economy. No matter what happens, one has to keep on bettering the system and adopt new technologies. I have to compliment the Honorable Minister for bringing railways very close to the people. As my friend has rightly said, whenever there is some kind of message on social media, even the Honorable Minister responds to it. It is a great thing. Sir, there are only 3 points that I would like to point out as concerns before the Honorable Minister. As we all know, the internal revenue generation of railways is primarily from the passenger and freight traffic. The Indian Railways is currently facing reduction in freight traffic and also decrease in the passenger traffic.